Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at a Rolex Datejust 36. This one with a black dial, diamond hour markers, with a white gold fluted bezel and oyster bracelet. Reference number 126234. Now taking a look here at we'll be taking a look at the case, the bezel, the dial, the crown functions, as well as the movement and the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout this video. So starting off with the case, it's in the name Datejust 36 from finger to thumb, 36 millimeters from the 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position, same as the 10 to 4 o'clock position. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown to ensure water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. Here we have a nice high polish, as you can see on the front of the case, going down, tapering down with the lugs there, and also along the side of the case. So this is basically made out of oyster steel, which is Rolex's own proprietary blend of both steel and other minerals to create a very highly lustrous and incredibly strong and resilient case for their watch. As you can see here on the front of the case as well, nice high polish, but also fluted bezel. So always they make it out of gold, and in this case white gold, to really fit in with the overall color and composition of this watch here. Now originally it was made with the intent of screwing directly onto the front of the case to ensure water resistance for the casing, but you know, modern technology has deemed that, well, not all of that necessary anymore, so it just sits there as a mark of distinction. So whenever you see this fluted bezel, you know that it's a Rolex. And sitting here on the very front, or looking out through the very front, we have the black dial. Now a bright black dial, I could probably call it that, because it does have that sunray pattern, very subtle in the background, but much more luminous. Sitting on the front are these 10 round diamonds and 18 karat white gold settings, matching 18 karat white gold Rolex crown and hands as well. And you also have the date aperture, nice and small on the dial itself, but big under the Cyclops lens. Very nice and easy to read. The Cyclops lens being a part of the sapphire crystal, which basically helps protect the dial, but more importantly is scratch resistant, such that, you know, basically you can fit it under any sort of suit cuff or anything. None of the threads will actually scratch it. It keeps it very nice and clean, very easy to see the dial at any point in time. Now taking a look here at the dial configuration, again, these are diamond hour marks, so you can actually see them at any angle, provided that you do have a source of light. So very incredibly well done there from Rolex, and it gives it that extra bit of luxurious look to it. And if you take a look here at the edge of the dial, you do have the minute track there, so it's very good and very easy to set the time. And speaking of which, doing so, rather simple. Simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position, and the very first position for the crown is basically the winding position. So at this first position, you can just simply rotate the crown. Doing so winds the watch, right? And about 20 to 30 full winds will get you from a dead stop to the full power reserve. Once you start feeling the damping and the resistance starting to ramp up, you can then stop, because you've reached the full power reserve. Pull out to the next position. Doing so will allow you to advance the date by 1. So it's about a quarter turn to advance the date. Rather simple there. If you find yourself on the, say, the 30th of a month and tomorrow is the 30th or the 1st of the next month, you can just simply move it over once and you'll be on the 1st of the next month. Nice and easy when midnight rolls around. Pull out to the final position, the seconds hand stops, giving you that hacking function, so you can then set the minute hand and by extension also the hour hand, and set it precisely using the minute track at the edge of the dial there. And thanks to the position of that seconds hand, you can set the minute hand precisely as well. And once you have the second hand nicely synchronized up to an atomic clock, just press it in when you're ready, and it starts up that seconds hand once more. Be sure to screw the crown back tightly against the case to ensure the superior water resistance. All right, what makes all this work though is on the inside, the caliber 32-35 made in-house by Rolex. You can't see through the case back, but you do have that added sense of security from the solid stainless steel. Now, what it allows you is the plus or minus 2 second per day time differential after casing, giving you the superlative chronometer certification as printed on this and every Rolex dial. You also have the center hour, minute, and seconds hands with the instantaneous date with the rapid and basically unrestricted setting for the date, and the stop seconds for precise time setting, all of which I had just demonstrated using the winding crown just earlier. You also have paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring with a high performance Paraflex shock absorbers, meaning that basically you can get relatively close to magnets, circuitry, and anything that can produce an electromagnetic interference, and you can take a few bumps here and there. Anything that could interfere with the timekeeping ability of the movement inside, well, it's fully resilient to that, so no fear, no need to worry about the timekeeping ability of this watch. You also have a bidirectional self-winding perpetual rotor on the inside, center mounted, so that basically what that means is that you can just simply wind the watch manually using the winding crown, and just wearing this on your wrist will get that perpetual rotor spinning in place, winding the mainspring barrel, which then charges the power reserve. The power reserve for this watch up to 70 hours thanks to this movement. So that means you can set it down on a Friday evening, pick it back up Monday morning the following week. No need to wind the watch. All right, just wear it all day Monday and you'll be back to the full power reserve. And while I'm zoomed out here, you can also see that this is an Oyster bracelet. The flat 3-piece links across assembly there with the high polish stainless oyster steel, as well as the satin brush finish on the outer links. All right, so it gives you that sort of contrast of reflection and the lustrous look there, the diffusion and the full-on reflection for the outer and the inner links respectively. You also have a nice mirror finish on the edges of these, or rather on the sides of the links. There's a general taper down to the Rolex folding clasp, the folding oyster clasp with the Rolex crown logo just raised on there by itself. To open it, just simply lift the top, unhooks it nice and easy. You have the full Rolex logo on the inside and a full steel construction. And the added benefit of an folding oyster clasp here is that you do have the easy length 5mm extension. So if your wrist happens to swell during the day, as literally everyone's wrist does, you can just simply reach under here and pull it straight out of the clasp, so you have a nice easy 5mm of extra comfort extension to your bracelet. And also if you have this sized perfectly to your wrist, you can get that extra bit of comfort, and when you no longer need it, just simply fold it back in on itself, press it back into the clasp, nice and easy. All right, and while I'm here, I can also try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist. 7 inches in circumference. All right, and if you already know me from my videos, you already know what I'm gonna say. 36mm, the perfect case size for a Rolex, especially for this Datejust. The black dial, very, very dark, but highly contrasty with the diamond hour marks and the white gold here. Makes it very easy to see, incredibly easy to see. And moreover, you have the perfect framing of the bracelet from the 12 and 6 o'clock sides of this casing, so I have a full assembly of the watch in view. Taking a look here down the wrist, tiny bit of space under the lugs, not that that's an issue because it doesn't actually go beyond the edges of my wrist, so no chance of this accidentally, finding a wayward doorknob or edge of a table. And if you have a wrist small as say 6.5, maybe even 6 or even 5.5 inches, you can still wear this watch just fine. Even up to 7.5, maybe even 8 inches. Going beyond 8 inches, you're going to be looking at more of an accessory than a timepiece. And taking a look here at the bracelet, the Oyster bracelet, sporty in its look and feel, but certainly no less comfortable. You also have zero tolerance among the links, basically, so that you can continue to wear your watch without basically having it pinch your wrist, pull hairs out or anything. Always feels comfortable and vents the wrist very nicely. Made to basically last the entire lifetime of the watch. And again, taking a look here at the front facing view, looking at it face on, incredibly beautiful with those diamonds, gives it a little bit of extra lustrous and just a overall elegant look to the watch. A bit subtle because you don't have a bunch of diamonds on the bezel, which is a possibility. That's one configuration you can get from Rolex or even from us. But here, the diamonds sort of subdue it or bring it back a little bit. It sort of reins it in and makes it a little bit more elegant and just more subtle. And it really matches with that the sense that the dial also goes for with its sunray patterning there. You can only really see it in certain lighting situations, harder to see in this light box, but certainly if you see it with your own eyes, you can see it very easily. A little bit harder to see on my monitoring there, so not sure if it's coming through on YouTube, but certainly very beautiful on the wrist. And certainly with that black color, it can go with anything. You can wear this with anything. This is sort of an everyday wear Datejust when you don't really want to compromise that much, because that fluted bezel and the diamonds on those hour marks really brings it and elevates it back to where you normally would be. But enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Rolex Datejust 36 with the black dial, diamond hour marks, with the gold or white gold fluted bezel oyster bracelet. Again, the reference number for this one, 126234. If you happen to enjoy this video, let us know by hitting that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below, where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. If this one happens to sell and we don't have another one sitting on our desk immediately, we'll find another one for you. No problem. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.